Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. My name is Zonia Aprilia and welcome back to my video. Today, I just like to invite you to discuss about the stage in language acquisition. So, check this out. Okay, the stages in language acquisition. The word stage is possibly the most used term in language acquisition. The literature is rich with its use, and an article or book rarely comes along without its appearance. Strategy is part of our everyday vocabularies, and we have grown up using it. It is easy to use it with the misleading assumption that our hearer understand the world in the same way that we do. But first, let's see who is the third. H. Stern was the head of Modern Language Centre at the Ontario Institute of Studies in Education from 1981 to 1998. And he is a professor emeritus in the Department of Curriculum at the same institute from 1981 to 1987. So, Stern said in 1907, language acquisition is generally considered to be the first real classic in child language. He also provides a comprehensive statement of their view of the major stage of language acquisition. Stern varies between the term stage and period. So, he sees development as scanning 5 time periods. One he calls a preliminary stage, and the other 4 he calls periods, and the numbers them it's 1, 2, 4. He starts his periods of acquisition at 1, with the onset of the first word, because he feels that speech really begins from the moment in which the child, for the first time, utters a sound with full consciousness of it. So, as I explained above, strands such as fourth stage in language acquisition. First, preliminary stage on intelligible imitation or preliminary understanding. Nah, pada tahap ini, balita atau bayi akan mulai mengikuti suara-suara yang dia dengar. Tapi suara-suara itu masih belum bisa kita pahami. So second, a first period is start from 1 to 0 until 1 to 6 months. The child acquires a small number of sounds with spatial meanings, which express the ideas of an entire sentence. There is, however, no evidence that the child understands grammar. Lalu, pada saat bayi berusia 1 sampai 6 bulan, mereka akan mampu mengikuti beberapa suara kecil dengan makna khusus. Tapi pada saat ini mereka belum mengerti tata bahasa atau grammarnya. So, and the second period is start from 1 year and 6 months to 2 years. The child realizes that everything has a name, with a subsequent sport indoor acquisition, question about the names of things, and soon after, the first multi-word utterance appears, first hesitantly, then more fluently. In the first year, this stage consists of 3 behaviors. First, babbling. Second, there are 3 stages of vocabulary growth, which is substance, its increase in the nouns. So action is increase in the verbs. The last is relation and distinction increase the qualifying and relational words. Pada tahap ini, mereka akan mulai menyadari bahwa segala sesuatu memiliki nama. Nah, dia akan mulai menanyakan kepada orang-orang di sekitarnya apa nama dari sesuatu tersebut. Pada awalnya dia akan ragu untuk menyebutkan hal itu, lalu lama-kelamaan dia akan mulai lancar. Pada tahap ini juga, anak-anak akan menunjukkan 3 perilaku. Yang pertama mengoceh, dan 2 penumbuhan kosakata. So, in the third period, it starts from 2 years until 2 years 6 months. Sentences become well-formed, and that they contain words for the major grammatical relation, like subject and object. The acquisition of inflection begins and may last for years. Syntax consists of the loose linking of words together, where words order may vary. The range of questions expands. Lalu pada tahap ini, anak-anak akan mampu membentuk kalimatnya sendiri dengan baik. Karena kalimat yang dibentuk anak-anak mengandung kata-kata untuk hubungan gramatikal, seperti subjek dan objek. So, the last is fourth period. It starts from 2 years 6 months and on. The simply juxtaposition of words in syntax is replaced by hierarchical structure and the acquisition of embed or subordinate sentences. The acquisition of some grammatical morphemes still continues. The child's questions now include those of time and causality. Lalu pada tahap terakhir, Stern mengatakan anak-anak akan mulai mampu menjajarkan kata-kata sederhana dalam sintaksis di kehidupan sehari-harinya. Pada tahap ini, sintaksis digantikan oleh struktur hierarkis dan akuisisi. Pada tahap ini juga, anak-anak akan menanyakan tentang apakah nama dari benda ini, tapi dia akan mulai menanyakan tentang waktu dan kausalitas. So, stage in first language acquisition. When humans are born, he does not have suddenly the grammatical of his source language in his brain, and completely with its rules. The native language is acquired through some stage, and every stage is paused near to adult language. There are 6 stages in children's first language acquisition. First, pre-talking stage or going. It starts from 0 to 6 months. According to Bullinger, pre-talking stage or cawing is the vowel-like sounds responding to human sounds more definitely. Turns hand, eyes seems to search for the speaker, and occasionally some chuckling sounds. For example, now Muhammad at the age of 4 months. He demonstrating the cawing stage of language acquisition. He is producing vowel sounds like, especially the back vowels like oo and o in the sounds of ah and oof and ah. Typically of cawing, he still finds difficulties in producing the vowel sound e, except when he is screaming in he like that. So next stage is bubbling. Bubbling is starts from 6 months to 8 months. Bubbling is the sounds which in fact produce as consonant-vowel combination. Steinberg said the sounds which are produced by in fact but not all the speech sounds are same in language of the world such as ma mama or da 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 and ba 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 or na na na. So the third is holoplastic stage. It starts from 9 to 18 months. Franklin said, divine holoplastic from hollow, com- complete or undivided, plus praise are sentences. So holoplastic is the children's first single words, which represent to a sentence. Children using one word to express particular emotion state. For example, Debbie's mother recorded the words she had pronounced during the 8 months after the appearance of her first word at 9 months. The fourth is the two-word stage. It starts from 18 months to 24 months. Two-word stage is the mini sentences with a simple semantic relation. As Franklin said, states that children begin to form actual two-word sentences, with the relation between the two words showing definite syntactic and semantic relation, and the intonation contour of the two words extending over the whole utterance rather than being separated by a pause between the two words. The following dialogue illustrates the kinds of patterns that are found in the children's utterance at this stage. Basically, a child at this age is already able to produce the consonant sounds. So the fifth is telegraphic stage. It starts from 24 months to 30 months. Telegraphic is merely a descriptive term because the child does not deliberately leave out the non-content words, as does an adult sending a telegram. Fromkin said, when the child begins to produce utterances that are longer than two words, these utterances appear to be sentences like. They have hierarchical constituent structure similar to the syntactic structure found in the sentences produced by adult grammar. And the last is letter multi-word stage. It starts from 30 months and on, according to Bellinger. At this stage is fastest increase in vocabulary with many new additions every day. No babbling at all. Utterance have communicative intent. There is a great variation among children. Seems to understand everything said within hearing and directed to them. So that's just additional. Back to Stern. Stern is very explicit in his belief that the beginning of language is with the first words produced, not with comprehension. The first understanding of speech has at first nothing to do with an intellectual grasp or the logical significance of words. In fact, months pass before this stage is reached. There are three major activities during this year: babbling, imitation or echo-babbling, and rudimentary understanding. Babbling occurs because the child is innately disposed or programmed to babble. We can see this stage as one of the co-occurrence of these three behaviors, where the conclusion is marked by their coordination. The child's imitation or echo bubbles are also the result of an impulse or innate disposition. This activity also allows the child to practice speech. Rudimentary understanding refers to the child's responses to certain utterances, such as the clapping, to pat a cake, or waving bye-bye. These acts do not show understanding of the structure of language, but only an association of sounds or set of sounds with certain action and context. So that is all from me. I also apologize if there is any mistake. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So the last, thank you for your attention. Apologize for any mistake. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.